In today's video, I want to give you some actionable steps to implement to help you set your product photography business up for success in 2022. Now, you might have some goals you want to achieve this year, and I would love to hear what they are and what you want to accomplish, so make sure to leave them in the comments below. You might want to hit a new financial target, you might want to book a big client, travel with your work, or simply you might just want more work-life balance and avoid burning out. So the first thing I want to touch on is to check in with your website and ensure that it's attracting your dream clients. Do a little website audit. Do you need to update your portfolio with your most recent work? Update your about section with a gorgeous photo of your face? Do you need to change anything regarding your services and what you want to offer and get really clear on them? Now is the perfect time to ensure that your website is a true reflection of the quality of work it can produce and the kinds of clients that you want to attract. This video is sponsored by Zyro, and I want to share with you my free online course in collaboration with Zyro, where I show you how to build a photography website using the platform. Now, your photography website is a very powerful tool when it comes to attracting and converting your dream clients, and I say this from experience. Last year, we gave our website a lot of TLC, and ever since we did, I've noticed a huge difference in the types of inquiries that we receive. We receive more inquiries now that are higher budget projects, which means we're able to fill our calendars with just a few quality projects as opposed to just burning ourselves out with heaps of small, low budget shoots. Now, you won't need any design or coding skills to use Zyro, and they give you heaps of ready-made templates that you can just easily customize. Now, the free course is made up of 6 modules where I take you through the setup of each essential page for your photography business, as well as SEO and some design tips. So the course will give you really good insight into how you can use Zyro to set up your website literally in under an hour. Otherwise, if you want to jump straight into Zyro and kickstart your new year with a website that really aims to attract your dream clients, for a very limited time, you can grab an exclusive discount plus a custom domain and 4 months free with any yearly plan. So I'll pop all the links below in the description box, and you can use my code AmandaC21. Now, the second thing you want to focus on is you want to plan how you intend to market your business in 2022. I often receive questions like, how do I book consistent clients each month? How do I make sure I'm attracting the right kind of people to my business or higher budget projects? If you want to be booked out a month or 2 in advance, if you want to attract clients with a higher budget, you've got to put your action pants on and make sure that you're doing the right tasks to accomplish those goals. And this all comes down to your marketing efforts. Now, your marketing is made up of a combination of many things that will help you achieve these goals. So allow me just to word vomit some things that you might want to focus on. Firstly, Instagram Reels. Now, you don't have to dance and point, things like that. Honestly, that's not really my style. But I do believe that creating Reels on Instagram will help you reach more people on the platform. I think the behind the scenes Reels are super popular with brands because they love to see how the work is done. They love to see how the magic's created. So whenever you've got a shoot going on, grab out your mobile phone and remember to just take a few little videos of behind the scenes footage that you can later produce into a reel. And when I've posted BTS reels, I often receive at least 1 inquiry from that reel. The second is to pitch yourself. Now, if you're not receiving enough inquiries at the moment, it's time to take matters into your own hands and reach out to brands directly that you want to work with. Now, this next point is something that I always try to keep at the forefront of my mind, and that is to create the work that you want to be hired for. I'm going to repeat that. Create the work you want to be hired for. You want to analyze the brands that you would love to work with. What style of imagery are they posting? If you want to work with that brand, it's most likely you're going to need to create that style of work to attract them. And as photographers, we should always be aiming to improve our work. Next thing you want to do is experiment with other social media platforms if you have the time, like TikTok and Pinterest, or even paid advertising. Personally, I think Instagram is still one of the best platforms to be found on as a product photographer. I've never done a paid ad in my life for my business, and all of our business pretty much comes through Instagram and organic marketing. Now, you could also run a giveaway when you hit a certain milestone of followers on your account. The best place to do this is most probably Instagram as well. So overall, it's really important to identify what your goals are and reverse engineer them, and then work out what kind of marketing strategies you need to implement to hit those goals. So make sure that you're not trying to focus on too many platforms at once. You want to identify what's working for you and do more of that. Right, my third point is to identify your high income generating activities. Now, it's important to identify your financial goals to ensure that A, you're focusing on the right tasks, and B, you don't burn yourself out. So to start with, I write down what my high income generating activities are within my business. What areas or kinds of shoots will allow me to take on less work, but still let me hit my financial goals. And when it comes to both photo and video shoots, I look at how many shoots I can realistically take on each month that allow me to still maintain a healthy work-life balance. Because to me, work-life balance is something I heavily prioritize, having experienced intense burnout before. So for both Alistair and I, we don't want to take on more than 1 to 2 shoots per week. Therefore, we steer our marketing efforts to larger projects. And because I have other projects I enjoy doing, like YouTube and adding more content to my course, Become a Brand Photographer, this amount of work is enough. And so because we've built up a really great client base of long-term clients over the years, we focus our marketing efforts towards rebooking our current clients as opposed to constantly trying to attract new ones. And this is actually how we ensure we're booked out 1 to 2 months in advance. Now, if you're a brand new product photographer, this is a little harder to do because you don't have the big client base there. So when you're new to the industry, it's important to focus on learning as much as you can about photography and constantly improving the quality of your work. Now, if you're in this position, make sure to go and check out my course, Become a Brand Photographer, which will give you all the tools and education you need to get a head start in the product photography industry and build both a sustainable and profitable business. And I'll leave a little discount code in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. So overall, figure out how much you want to make this year, map out all of your expenses, both personal and business, and start to work backwards from there as to how you're going to ensure that you can hit that financial goal. And when you start to break things down into tiny steps and actionable tasks, it becomes a lot easier to hit those targets. Number 4 is to create good habits and routines. Now, your habits and routines are such an integral part to your success. Your actions every single day, they truly add up. And here are some habits and routines that I personally do to ensure that I am always going to give the best to my business. So the first thing I'm doing is I've removed the email app from my phone, and I wish I had done this ages ago, but I removed it during the Christmas break as I just found I was still constantly checking my emails all the time. And taking the time off from my emails has just been the best damn thing. I feel like I can actually detach myself from my work when I'm away from my computer and actually be more present. And sure, it's handy to have your emails on your phone sometimes, but to help me set better boundaries, I'm going to keep it off. The second thing is more reading time. And I was never a huge reader growing up, but I thoroughly enjoy a good business or personal development book. So if you've got any book recommendations, please leave them in the comments as well. I would love to know. Alistair got me a Kindle for Christmas, and I plan on making very good use of this and reading a lot more instead of watching TV or like mindlessly scrolling on Instagram or TikTok all the time. The third thing is exercise. For me is always top priority. I exercise either at midday if I'm going to the gym or late evening, nighttime if I'm going to do hot yoga. And something that happened when we got so busy with work was our workout routine just completely went out the window. So now what I do is I schedule my day around my workouts, and that has helped me to keep my exercise top of mind and a top priority amongst a busy work schedule. The next thing that we're going to implement is a no work at night rule. Now, Alistair and I try and switch off by 7 p.m. earlier if we can from work. As we usually start working around 9 to 10 a.m., this is a good time for us to just shut down for the night. Both Alistair and I are night owls, but what we've found is that if we continue to work late into the night, it really can interrupt our sleep, and we prioritize our 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And we are partners, we run a business together, so it's really important that we also have quality time together. So by having a strict shutdown time at night, we ensure that we're able to keep this quality time and keep this time for us and nobody else. So when it comes to your habits and routines for 2022, you might want to upgrade them, you might want to change something, add something, minimize them. Whatever it is, make sure that they are supporting your big goals. Now, I want to know what your big goals are for 2022 for your product photography business, and what actions are you going to take to help you achieve these goals this month. Leave a comment down below, and I hope you've just found this video a little bit motivating to get your new year kick-started and into gear. I think it's really important that we're able to plan ahead and also set times of the year where we check back in with our goals, we check back in with our progress, and we learn what we need to amend or what we need to continue doing more of.